our story ideas actually come from news articles or bizarre killings that we've read about, heard
Pulling
about.
from the headline.
In our last episode of the season, where the guy was found dead in a car.
Oh, yeah.
There was actually an incident where a guy was found dead in a car. There were 6 or 7 parking tickets on there, and nobody had bothered to look inside.
Really? I didn't realize that.
And that's where that first image came from.
This last episode that just aired is about a kidnapped kid, and there's a kid that was kidnapped this past weekend. It was kind of weird kismet there.
By his mother?
Why did you stop paying?
No, but
By his aunt?
they
No,
haven't
but
found him yet.
after Liz had written that episode, about a month later, there was an instance of a mother kidnapping her own son and demanding ransom from the father who had custody.
That's crazy.
And she was in it, I think, with her brother or something like that. And, you know, life imitates art.
Nobody gets dumped because this guy Weiler didn't pay a bill.
You know, you get that ransom phone call.
You can say it.
Honey, is that you?
Ironic that such a selfish act ultimately.
I think there's an app on the iPhone that disguises your voice.
The truth all along. They just chose not to come forward.
Don't make me pull up my iPhone.
Karma comes back and puts a cap in her husband's
He
ass.
will.
There's some really great lighting in this episode.
By the way, Nathan is a big fan of the iPhone and the apps, and he's often playing practical jokes on set with his iPhone. You want to talk about some of those?
I found an app that is motion sensitive, so when you move, it lets rip with some flatulence. It's always a big hit with the crew
Only he didn't list her name in his
and Molly.
Mine's so much better.
Molly doesn't have one.
Right. So
An app?
What does that mean?
That was
When
a
Molly
cheap
moves
shot.
and the sound comes,
why
that
would you talk to the neighbor
that's weird.
about
That
pizza delivery?
Yeah, you've never... Did you have
Wow.
You just confessed you've never downloaded any apps on your iPhone.
I'm kind of sunk now.
Interesting.
I know it's been 5 years, but I never said it was.
Stana, you just watching the show?
When did he come see you?
I just love the that shot that they use for these faces. It's kind of like, you know, when you're looking through like a round lens.
Yeah.
It feels like that. It's really, it's funny. It's comedic to
Yes.
me.
Plain clothes like you. He had gray hair.
That actress
and he walked
does
with a
look
limp.
tiny.
So we go. This episode goes from having a really good time, and it's like a bug on a windshield.
Really, a lot of highs and lows.
I think that's what I think is so great about the show.
Yeah.
You could just leave it like this.
Is
Nice
the
moment. Nice moment.
Sam's dead.
very nice moment.
The captain's happy.
I didn't know that that you could do that. You could just say walk away and everything's
That's the
copacetic.
difference between a novel and the real world, Castle.
And she says doesn't work like that. I can't let it
Cop
go.
doesn't get to decide how the story ends.
I imagine cops would do that all the time. We call that street justice, which is my next show. Andrew, I have a pitch for you later.
What's it called?
I don't want to. Street justice. So we balance this show so we feel like this part of the scene is Castle's story. Now here comes a sequence of,
So I'm gonna have to take you with me down to
I
the
jealously say, the best series of close-ups of Stana recorded all season.
station. What is it then?
I love...
Let's all watch
I love the
Stana
scene.
watching her close-ups.
Right there. That to me is,
Beautiful.
So I'm
it is
question a woman about a freezer.
her ghost, her backstory about the person who killed the people who killed her mother getting away, and is. It's interesting because I think when we were cutting the scene, we all had a little different read on it, but my read on it was, because I like this part of the Beckett that's in my head, is when it comes to finding
The killer.
I kept going.
she's the wrong person to have on your case because she's going to
Right.
get you. And so here he is, this affable father, grandfather, and the grandkids are there, and the kids spill into the background, and we're playing those notes, and she just steals up and looks at him with, don't play the kid thing. It's not, none of that's going to work.
It's not going to work on me, yeah.
You're going to go to jail, and the sort of the withering glare that she has there, I think is.
But there's also the pain. There's actually the pain that she is going to, end up destroying this man's life and what he has. I see that in her eyes as well. I see that.
But she has to do it.
But she has to do it.
She has to do it.
Because of every episode, I look at the correlation between our murder, our crime, and her and what she's gone through, knowing her, her backstory as far as her mother. Every episode, I try to find the correlation.
It's funny,
and I do like to see the way Stana plays very understatedly in every episode that, you know, the determination to find and solve this crime is the absolute right thing to do because someone took someone away from somebody.
In this show, where we only visit those moments occasionally because we're off, you know, trying to entertain our audience, is when we land on a moment like that, or when in episode 10 when she tells Castle not to look into her mother's case and he's put on his heels. Those moments land so strong in this series because we don't hang out there very often, and they're welcome when we do.
I could just eat him up. I love him. It's just so satisfying to sit across an actor that's just chewing away at the scene like he did.
Bill did a phenomenal job in this scene.
Oh,
He did.
Was this what was the story you had for this, Nathan?
I was just going to say, earlier I was telling you about how when you're watching someone do something they're very talented, they're really just hitting it just right. And it's so distracting because you're entertained. Right. You're taken in, you're drawn in, and you're entertained. And this one, I was trying not to cry.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a lawyer if I could.
I love that line that he says
Just so,
when he says, "I didn't say I did it."
so wonderful.
Yeah.
Said a father might.
Yeah, I love that.
No, sweetie, I just want to make sure I said goodnight. You got it. Strawberry happy face pancake.
Molly, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for being off stage to do that phone call.
oh, you're welcome.
That was coming. You came in really late, and I really appreciate that.
Also, because Castle's
Spidey sense?
now involved and shadowing her, like, I also noticed the correlation between his own life
By the way,
and the crime that's going on.
Yes.
He always checks in with Molly, the safety of his family. He's now seeing this stuff in real life.
Yeah.
He's always written about it, but now he's seeing like
Didn't
the
realize how
consequences.
fragile it was.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And now he sees how fragile his own life is, where he thought he was untouchable. He's this really rich, eccentric writer that.
And good looking.
This scene was really hard to get through. For some reason, the concept of my character's mom still having her jewelry on it was just so like crazy. It like hit me every time we would deliver it. And Brian Spicer had to be kind of like, look man, steal up, and I'm like, I know, but it's just killing me, man. But it was nice to have an opportunity to show that part of her storyline, you know, another Beckett onion peel, to quote Mr. Marlowe.
It's you know, this is what the episode has been leading up to, and we've seen the scenes of gaining trust, and we planted the image of the watch and the ring at the beginning of the episode. But it's really at the point where Castle has earned her trust enough that he's earned this understanding of her life and her backstory, and actually, you know, I have to give props and credit to Stana on this because she. These props, you know, the ring and the watch came out of a conversation with her about her sense that her character would hold on to these two different sides of her parents' life. And it made, you know, the work that we did on this monologue much easier because we had concrete props to hang on to that were representative of the two aspects of her past that were important to her.
I guess you're Nikki Heat.
What was it like to watch this, Nathan? What was it like to be Nathan, and what was it like to be Castle?
I did kind of like the hooker by day.
Because this is a pinnacle moment in the series.
But, you know, you wait for those
When you have these moments of
the emotional angle could work.
where you can suspend disbelief, and you're not Nathan Fillion at work at 9 o'clock on a Friday. Yeah. What time we're going to get out of here. Yeah. But you're actually Castle sitting, hearing a story, because it's coming from a real place.
I'm a writer.
It makes it so easy. At that point, you're not doing a job, and at that point, I'm Castle.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
It sounds goofy, but
No,
I live those little moments. I have them.
you know, when we cut this scene, you know, every time we would stop to, you know, shave a frame or something, I just don't stop. I want to watch the scene. Love it. And we were very careful about how we scored it.
Yeah, nice work, Stana.
oh, you guys did some really great music for it. It was really like,
Well, the music you guys do.
That's the Duduk, which is an Armenian flute. Very
wonderful.
Soulful, yeah.
Wonderful.
Robert
very-
Duncan, our composer, has just done a tremendous job for us this season.
Yeah, the music is just amazing. It really pulls us through the stories.
Very haunting.
Yeah, very
I
emotional.
thought it was interesting that, you know, after all these years of I'm shooting inserts for Brian Spicer's episode. And Brian got to start shooting inserts for you back in the day, right?
Yes, he did.
And there's that bedroom that I loved. Jeez.
Well, this is a very important moment. It shows
John.
that for me, of course. No, but that it shows that like the detectives, as far as maybe me and Seamus' character,
they want to solve it.
But yeah, we want to solve it.
There's trust that's been gained.
Yeah, there's trust that's been gained, and we've seen him do enough at this point to help us in our cases, that we do trust him enough to help us.
I think enough is like there's like it's almost like that vertical leap thing. Enough is like certain, but I do believe when he says, if she finds out, I'm gonna kick your ass.
I will kill you.
I believe him.
Yeah, it's true, because we know that she is. I mean, just everything about her mother's case. She has just, squeezed blood from a rock. Trying to find out who killed her mother.
Well, there's the mystery,
and we know that.
Bye.
You got to wrap it up.
You got to wrap it up.
And that's it for episode 5 of Castle. Goodbye, everybody.
A chill runs through her veins. A chill goes through her veins.
Chill goes through her veins.
We'll see you all next episode.
I actually played guitar on this.
I whistled.
He's lying.
That was Molly whistling.
Through her nose.
John playing guitar.
Thank you.
That was Seamus on tambourine. Thank you.